Hi guys, Hotshot here, and welcome back once again to another video. I know it's been a couple of days. I pretty much have been just waiting and seeing like some things about the new TCM DLC update with Bones and Wyatt. Just want to give my overall opinion on it, just to say like how I feel about it. And there's just been a lot of stuff over the past couple of days for the game. You know, the whole DLC. With that, we've been pretty much have been testing Wyatt and Bones for the longest to see how their abilities operate, and people are still leveling them up. So it's been a quite interesting, decent amount of time. So just want to give my opinion on Bones, Wyatt, and the new map. So we'll start off with Bones. Right now, I definitely think he is a solid chaser, being able to have a unique perk to go down wells, barricades, and jumping through windows. I think that's an interesting design for a character. However, I do think for the most part, he's one of the only chasers without scout, because his base movement speed is so fast. So I will say that, like, for the majority of the time itself, that being a chaser without scout is quite interesting, considering his base movement speed is pretty much the same as Hitchhiker's. But his one of the unique things about him is, for instance, he has the regular gap, the gap speed for him to gap through like a wall gap or whatever is the same, but if you're running and you go through a crawl space, he goes really quick through a crawl space, and that's without wireframes. That's not an actual nice benefit to him. However, right now, currently in this current time frame, he's pretty much like bugged out right now. So apparently, if you didn't know yet, or you may have known yet, is so 50 savagery on him is the same as 15, because he has 15 savagery base kit, which is kind of ridiculous, but it makes sense, I guess, in some way, considering he can go down wells with the perk. He can go down, he can go through windows and over barricades only with the perk, so it's not like base kit. He does have some bugs on him, so he definitely needs to be looked through. His savagery is bugged, and his endurance is bugged, so that needs to be taken a look at, and that needs to be fixed immediately. Hopefully by January or something, maybe the 1st of January or late. That needs to be fixed immediately. The bombs for him, I think, are quite interesting. He only starts with 2 base kit, and then when they explode, you gain a spark plug just to put into a blood bucket to regain more. So depending on if they explode, he pretty much has infinite bombs if they are placed correctly and if they're useful correctly. The only way to counter his bombs is to simply go into the radius itself and for them to blow up, or you crouch and you pretty much just crouch and you can avoid the bomb. But you can't disable it with what the hell is it? You can't disarm it with a bone scrap or bomb squad. So that's kind of interesting for that. I'd definitely say this killer has a lot of potential for him being in the game. I definitely think he's a lot of fun to play. Just the bugs on him kind of make it hard for really to play him in a sense. So the only real way to play him is to run 50 blood and then put the rest in either savagery or endurance, even though 15 is the same as 50, or 50 is the same as 15. So you might as well just either put the rest into savagery or harvest, or savagery or endurance. I can't talk. So right now they just need to fix him up and get him the right way. I would probably buff his bomb speed and just make it a little bit faster, and maybe expand the radius a little bit more, in my personal opinion, because they take a little bit too long to go off. So I would do that slightly, and then after that you don't really have to change much. And in my opinion, he doesn't need scout because he's already fast as it is, even though the whole point of him is just to kind of be a gapper with explosive bombs. So definitely needs some tweaking, and other than that, just needs to be fixed up a bit. Wyatt, I'd say he's definitely a fun character to play. However, his level 3 on his ability tree, where you can instantly turn off gen or car battery, is really busted, and that shit needs to be tweaked. I don't think that should be a thing. This is probably worse than Danny at launch, when he came out with the instant tamper, when you were able to hit, or you were able to tamper something, get hit, and not lose your knowledge, is really stupid. I definitely think that there needs to be a fix, and some things need to happen right now, because I know the devs are on vacation, whatever, and all that, but hopefully in a rapid patch they drop a nerf to that, because that needs to go. Other than that, Wyatt really doesn't need any heavy nerfs after that. Just that level 3 on the left, to where he can instantly turn off gen and car battery. So that needs to just simply go. You throw a knife at either of those objectives and it turns off instantly. That's pretty much GG. Plus, even hands can't really even counter that with the rip stall, because if you think about it, if someone does the fuse or something, he rip stalls fuse, he can just go to car battery and just instantly turn it off with that. So family's going to be struggling for a month or so if that shit doesn't get fixed. So other than that, that needs to be tweaked and tuned. So hopefully that's ASAP. The map on Graveyard, I will say, is definitely, like, the aesthetic of it and the design of it is nice. However, I feel like there's just too much mud puddles on the map, which is kind of ridiculous. And I definitely think what needs to be fixed on that map is just I'll say for family in the basement, if you're Leatherface, it's actually not that bad. If you play victim on it, however, it's a little bit stressful, because it's hard to go through the doors and try to figure out which everything leads to, because there is 2 basements and there's no car battery. There's a water pump exit, which I think is really interesting. I feel like there should be something different. There should be something different on all the maps, personally, because I definitely think that would switch up the game more. So I definitely think Graveyard is a fun map for family. I just think for victim, it's a little bit more frustrating to play on. So you can have your own experience with that map and give that a look. But I definitely think that needs to be tweaked and tuned, just to see what type of gameplay loop that will be. So my personal opinion, they need to tweak up Graveyard a little bit and maybe cut down some of the muddy puddles and fix up some of the loops, I guess. Because like the valve exit is right next to the valve, and it's a little like 5 feet away from each other, so that needs to be fixed. And other than that, this update is pretty much like interesting. Like side mentions, like Bones' bombs could destroy barricades, which is interesting. It can destroy crawl spaces if the bomb is near it. It can destroy the red doors on Slaughterhouse, and that's interesting, but you also shouldn't do that. So be mindful of where you put stuff on the maps, because Bones can be a really fun character. However, he is bugged, so that's interesting to have. What's interesting about Wyatt is also, if you are able to grapple somebody and you win the close encounter, you pretty much can just throw the knife at them and it stuns them even longer, just to stall more time and distractions on that. So you have to be careful how you're going to aim. Yeah, this update definitely brought some people back onto the game, but it's probably not going to be enough to bring the whole player base back. And I'll do this in a separate video, I definitely think the devs after February need to just focus on quality of life patches and improve the overall atmosphere of that. Because there definitely needs to be some tweaking and tuning above certain things. If they can't add any more characters to the game, there definitely needs to be like a drastic fix to that. So hopefully they go through that and they decide to do. But I'm hoping that all the other characters and, this next rapid patch or bug fix patch or balance patch needs to happen soon after the holidays, because Wyatt definitely needs, on the left side of his level 3 on his ability, needs to be nerfed. And there needs to be other fixes to Bones too, and some other characters that are bugged and some other glitches and stuff. But hopefully they decided to patch that shit up, and hopefully things get fixed up soon. But other than that, I definitely think this update was pretty much like I'd say like a 7 out of 10, I would say, or 5. But other than that, I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Stay groovy.